Hi, everybody. Welcome back. There's some big conversations going on in the system at the moment. So I'll see if I can bring this to you in a really meaningful way. I'm sensing a really big conversation going on with the archetypes of the feminine and the masculine. And there's like a collective rebirth going on at the moment with those two systems holding great potential for change. So I'd like this to be the first of perhaps 3 videos. I'm going to follow this with messages from the feminine and then messages from the masculine. And let's see what comes in this one. Maybe we just open up the conversation. Yeah. So a few notes to begin with. I hope you're all well. Welcome to February. We made it. February is going to be a month of great change. As I say, we're in this rebirth energy now. So yeah, some exciting changes to come, no doubt. So I want to let you know that part of what's changing for me is a reframing of the work that I do in the world. So that has presented as a website rewire. So I've rebuilt my website with new offerings, and the link is below in the description box, and there's an invite from me to you to have a click through. You might need to refresh the pages and just have a look, and if there's someone that you know that might benefit from some revealing work, please feel free to share my website with them. And also, if you get anything useful from these videos, please like, share and subscribe. And talking of subscribe, I want to welcome Glenn Boddice. Glenn, welcome. Welcome to this little family. It's lovely to have you here, and thank you for subscribing. One of the things I learned when I was rebuilding my website was how to play with hashtags. I'm still not a master at it yet. I don't truly understand the dark magic of hashtags. But testing a couple of my hashtags revealed that my channel has been cloned to like 4 other channels. And one of them is in Russia. So hello, Russia. And I think that is Privet Raisia. Welcome, Russia. And another one is to Kazakh. So Salem Kazakh, or Salem or Shalom Kazakh. Welcome to the space. I don't get any bad feelings from having my channel cloned. It tickled me. It tickled me. So yeah, yada yada. Okay, so I've chosen 2 decks, which are kind of a lovely blend of the masculine and the feminine to open up the conversation. And the 2 underlying cards that I'm going to start this reading with are the 3 of inspiration. So 3 is a number of creativity. And it's a number of blueprints, changing behaviors and what have you. So there's an invite here to be in your inspiration. And what's coming out, let me just shut these notes down because I can't see the screen, bear with me. And what's coming out with that is the 6th house of routine. Look at the numbers. Oops. Yeah, look at the numbers. So we've got a 3 and a 30. So the biggest conversation that I'm tapping into is, you've heard me talk about we're creating from the void at the moment. And so we're kind of, when you create from the void, you're going to be lacking that blueprint. Yeah, okay. So for months last year, I kept getting the same message. You cannot bring the old to the new. So this was like the precursor energy that new energies are going to be coming in, new opportunities are going to be coming in, new relationships are going to be coming in. And how are we going to meet them, greet them, welcome them? Are we going to do that with behaviors from the past, routine? It will be this way because it's always been this way. I don't trust easily, so I'm never going to trust easily. Or are we going to move to inspiration and create straight from the void? Because when we create from the void, we are without context. So the flower of life is creating and splitting and creating and splitting and creating and splitting, but we don't quite know what we're creating yet. So the big conversation is around, we're pulling straight from this 0 point, the blackness, the void, sometimes the element within us that we avoid because there is no context. We can't give it meaning or words or labels, and that's sometimes difficult in a very structured society. Very difficult to create from because we want to know, we want to control, we want to shape. So let's see where this goes. Okay. You have to bear with me on this one. There's so much information coming in, and there's a part of my mind that wants to understand it before she brings it forward. So there's the want for context, which is setting up a resistance to flow state. That's it. That's it. The part of me that wants to know, 6th house, routine, and 6 is kind of a balancing number. It's challenging me to open the heart up, but the balancing is kind of that saint or sinner. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it useful? Is it useless? It's that lovely kind of hinge thing. So yeah, please bear with me on this one. I might be a bit vague and a bit, it is what it is, and I don't know what it is, so I've got to learn to be with that. Okay, I think that one wants to come out. And excusez-moi. Cheeky. Very, very cheeky. Okay, so the card that flew out. Well, well, well. I see. Okay. That's number 21. It adds up to a 3. The Sagittarius is the big picture thinker. is the philosopher, the scientist, the visionary. So Sagittarius has the potential to see without knowing, to see without structure, to name. So here we go back to the unbiased, non-judgmental self, to name what it is and nothing more, to not project the past onto it. Otherwise, we're just rebuilding the past. And we're in Capricorn season, which is, and we're not. Yeah, feels like we're between energies at the moment, Aqua and Cap. So we've got the high-minded Aquarius, the no boundaries, and then the structure of Capricorn, the routine of Capricorn. That's what this conversation is about. It's making me feel there's like this something in my throat now. It feels like an Okay. There's a question with this card, which is, as you step more deeply into the void, what are you willing to see and what are you resistant to? Even fearful of? And don't get too hung up on the whole life's purpose. I personally have big questions about the whole life purpose thing. So don't get too hung up on that. But this is a real kind of think of it as true north, truth. Truth free from judgment, truth free from the past. And I just want to speak into my last video, which was about the disentanglement of the imposter archetype. A day after I made that video, someone I know who's a trader and knows the markets really well sent me a video by a beautiful Asian Wall Street trader who took on CNBC and annihilated them. A day after that, the video got taken down from YouTube, and I've never seen a clearer manifestation of the disentanglement of the imposter energy as what is happening on Wall Street as we speak. Wall Street is coming down. So the house of structure and routine, that Capricornian top-down abuse and corruption, misuse of power is coming down. Basically, a group of retailers used their subsistence checks and took down one of the biggest hedge funds in the world. And now Wall Street are throwing all their toys out the pram, breaking even more laws to prevent more trading in this way. And it's just so inspiring. It is so inspiring that this is even possible again. See it without the blinkers. Don't bring fear to it. Oh, but that'll get shut down. Just see it in an inspired way. Allow the blinkers to come off. Yeah. Because we're heading towards that true north. And they're showing me this tidal wave of flow back. They're calling it flow back. And it's going to be a flow back of abundance. And some of it will appear in the material and some of it will appear in richer relationships that are truer, in a fit, in a really, really healthy fit with each other. And that's going to look like the masculine and the feminine working together in a different way. So I just want to talk into a meditation I did yesterday, and that's what's inspiring. Yeah. That's what's inspiring these videos. And the hesitancy in my voice that I'm really noticing is potential. It's like, it feels like a fire in my throat. It's the hesitancy and the potential of what's coming. So let me just walk you through this. So I did a meditation and I tuned into my inner feminine archetype and my inner masculine archetype. And I spoke to the feminine and said, what do you need the most right now? And she said, I want to let go. So I said a prayer. And I said, I release my worries and my woes, my fears and my follies. Please lift them out of me and up into a higher plane of vibration. Please burn them to dust and compost that dust into something higher, a finer expression that can feed the collective. Instantaneously, 4 birds appeared circling. I was outside. 4 birds appeared circling as if to catch the worries and the woes and the fears and the follies. And then they all flew off in different directions. And I really noticed that without any judgment of, oh, I know what this is. I had no idea. I just knew that I was speaking to nature and nature responded. See without eyes. See. See and feel. Seal. Then I spoke to my inner masculine. And the message from the masculine was short and sweet. I want to be in the world. So here we have a rising of the masculine into a, into his true north. Because the masculine isn't in his true north at the moment. He's caught up in ancient patriarchy. He's caught up in power and competition. And that's playing out on the world stage. Okay, so that's the bigger conversation. And I'm going to pull just a couple of Sacred Rebel cards. I'm going to keep this one fairly short because it's going to be achingly difficult for you to stay with it because I'm very and I'm just working with that. There's a lot coming through. Thank you. Can't make it up, can you? I get the energy of death and rebirth in this card. Seeing the true you. Okay. North Node. True North. And it's letting go of that contextual past, what you already know, that routine, repetition, habit, because there's so much safety in what we already know. I remember speaking to a very bright science mate of mine who is a scientist. And we were talking about the mind and the higher mind. He's a brilliant guy. And I said, are we limited by what we know? And there was this really long pause. And he went, oh God, yes, we are. Because if we bring what we already know to something new that's coming in, we imprint onto it and potentially reduce its vibration into something more familiar when really it could be something on a much higher plane that you haven't quite got yet. And rather than be with the haven't quite got yet, we project onto it to normalize it, standardize it, labelize it, compartmentalize it. Okay, so we need to let go of that need for context in order to see the true you. We're creating straight from the void. And look at this nautilus shell here, very much like the flower of life. This is the original blueprint. And I think from memory, forgive me if I get this wrong, nautilus works on 108 mathematics. So each compartment within a nautilus shell is 108 times bigger, 108% bigger than the last. And that's how it creates 108 mathematics, 9 completion. Okay. What you want wants you. And when I read this card, all I saw was the void, source. I went to visit a beautiful tree the other day. It's a tree I've been working with for a long time. And as I approached the tree, it gave me a really clear message, which was, as you stand and witness the tree, know that the tree stands and witnesses you. So as you stand and witness the void, know that the void stands and witnesses you. This is going to be exciting because we cannot see, using what we know, what is coming, but it certainly has a feeling of a much greater potential and much higher vibration, more illumination, more light. And as I always say, as more light comes in to the physical, it will hit every layer of resistance on its way down as we meet an ever evolving version of ourself, a much higher vibration of ourself, and bring that in. And I think that's all I have to say. So I'm going to follow this with a conversation with the feminine and the masculine, and then see what comes from there. So let's have a chat with these archetypes and see what happens. So that's it for now, for this one. I'm sorry it's been jaggedy. I'm really noticing how unusually jaggedy it's been. And that's cool. I'm just sitting with that because that's my North Node here now, in this moment. I'm not fully flowing. Okay, cool. Right, that's it, people. Lots of love. Again, please check my website out, and if you can share it with somebody, that would be awesome. If you know of a new subscriber that you want to share this video with, that would be awesome too. Lots of love, and I'll see you again soon.